Hi there, I'm Nate Nehring, and I serve as the chair of the County Council here in Snohomish County. And I'd like to share just a few thoughts on the legacies of two political giants in Washington state politics, Dan Evans and Slade Gorton. I had the privilege of meeting both of these men and talking with them, and I know that I'm one of many people who are and will continue to be inspired by the great legacies that they have left behind. Dan Evans had many notable accomplishments over his impressive political career, including preserving wilderness areas, establishing the nation's first community college system, and serving as a mentor for young people like myself. But I think what most inspired me about Dan was his commitment to civility, and I think today's politics could use a lot more people like Dan Evans. Throughout his career, Dan was known as a bipartisan bridge builder, and he regularly pled for greater civility. A saying I often heard Dan say was that we can disagree without being disagreeable. Dan worked with anyone who would join the cause to promote good public policy, regardless of party affiliation. I had the privilege of joining Dan in 2019 for a hike in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness area, which he helped to preserve, just outside of Leavenworth during a break from the Cascade Conference program that year. And I'll never forget watching a 93-year-old Dan Evans outpace all of us on that hike. It was a great highlight for me. Slade Gorton is also renowned for his political accomplishments and his courage to challenge those on both sides of the aisle during his career. But what inspired me the most about Slade was his commitment to mentoring staff and young people. I'm always impressed to hear stories from Slade's former staff members on what a great boss he was and how much his mentoring meant to them. My favorite quote of Slade's was when he said, "My greatest legacy will not be any particular piece of legislation, but the hundreds of young people who have worked with me over the years and who have gone to become great leaders themselves." I had the distinct privilege of being honored by the Roanoke Conference in 2024 with the Slade Gorton Rising Star Award. I remember when I received that award just how small I felt looking at an award with Slade Gorton's name on it, a man who's left just such a tremendous legacy behind. My reflection is that while these great men are no longer with us, they've left behind legacies which can inspire us to a brighter future. Now it's our responsibility to carry those legacies forward.